Thanks for joining us, Kenneth. Lawyers in Ottawa are complaining about the Gladue Reports program. What's going on?
Well, first, it's probably good to mention what a Gladue report is. It is a court document that digs into an offender's past, like what frustration they're from, what connection that frustration has to residential schools, and the effects of that trauma may have had on them and their later life or their generations on that followed. Lawyers in Ottawa are complaining Gladue reports here are taking too long. I basically have one writer in town, and that writer is always asking for 6 to 8 months, 6 to 8 weeks to get a report done. It's tying up the court system. So, picture you're an offender and you're getting bail and you're out. Maybe you have addiction treatment issues, or addiction issues, or you need treatment, and you're waiting for this report to get done so the judge can decide what happens with them. And they reoffend, and they end up in the jail, and it slows down the whole system. So lawyers are saying that there needs to be more funding. There needs to be these reports need to be finished quicker.
Yes, and just to add more context, your stories have those exclusive statistics that show how many Indigenous people are in court. What do they explain?
Well, for the first time, we've been able to show that there's actually a high population of Indigenous people going through the courthouse here in Ottawa. And over a 2-year period, something like 300 people. And it shows that those people, almost half are Inuits. It shows that like a good portion have mental health issues, addiction. The majority of them suffered through residential schools, or their parents did. So it shows that based on numbers of reports that are being completed every year, which is about 20. So if you have let's say 120 people going through and only doing 20 reports, it shows that not enough of them are being completed. So not enough Indigenous people in the city are getting their Supreme Court ordered principles respected here in the courthouse.
Yes, and that definitely could lead to injustices for these accused people. What more needs to be done?
Well, we've taken those questions to the Attorney General of Ontario, who's actually from Ottawa, and they've eventually got back to me and said that they're going to hire one more writer in the town, but won't explain who's doing it or how they're going to do it. What really needs to happen, the city needs a Gladue court. It's a court that specializes for Indigenous people, and it's a one-stop area where the judges on the Crown are all familiar with Gladue principles, know the issues at hand, and allows the system to culturally based justice kind of happen. It allows the courts to understand who they're seeing and what needs to be done a little bit easier. So lawyers here are calling for a Gladue court, and they have been for a number of years now. So that's kind of what they say needs to happen.
All right. Well, thank you very much for this update. Kenneth Jackson coming to us from Ottawa.
Thank you.